There is a performer who conveys sincerity through singing with a faithful sound. Join us as we follow a day of Lee Hyuna, a member of the world's first traditional Korean music ensemble composed of visually impaired artists. She promotes Korea's traditions and arts through the traditional Korean vocal music, Jeonga. Korean Traditional Music Orchestra of the Blind, founded in 2011 and inspired by King Sejong the Great's spirit of compassion, is the only visually impaired traditional Korean music ensemble in the world. By improving awareness both domestically and internationally, and performing for underprivileged groups as well as abroad, they contribute to the preservation and development of Korea's cultural traditions and arts. As usual, Hyuna starts her day by going to work and practicing with her colleagues. The ensemble is currently busy preparing for an upcoming performance. Hyuna sings Jeonga, a traditional Korean vocal music form consisting of kagok, kasa, and shijo. Among these, kagok is a deeply traditional genre of Korean music that has been listed as a UNESCO intangible cultural heritage. Hyuna, who has loved music since childhood, started learning Jeonga after meeting a teacher specializing in it during her 3rd grade of elementary school.
With graduation approaching, my friends were all starting to find jobs. And since I couldn't join a regular band, I thought I would have to give up on music. I felt like it was an area I couldn't pursue anymore, so I thought I should give up. Then, by chance, I heard that the Korean Traditional Music Orchestra of the Blind was being founded. Thinking this is my opportunity, I took it as a sign for me to continue with music, so I auditioned and joined. I've been a member of the ensemble for 14 years now.
In her free time, Hyuna enjoys drinking tea and chatting with fellow members of the ensemble. It's a precious time for her to refresh after rigorous practice.
선생님께서 아무 인사를 외쳤는데 너무 소리가 박수가 훨씬 더 커가지고 저도 그때 그래서 뭐야 인사해야 돼? 근데 저 완전 귀를 약간 토끼처럼 이렇게 쫑긋 세우고 있었는데.
Oh, when I first met her, she was a bit reserved and seemed quite shy. It's really nice to see her developing into such a positive person.
Interestingly, the first time I saw her was back in 2006. At that time, she was a high school senior and had appeared on the 9 o'clock news as the first visually impaired student to be admitted to Chungcheong University. When I started traditional Korean music in 2012, I got to have a lot of conversations with her.
Hyuna continues her activities with even greater strength thanks to the supportive colleagues who walk the same path with her. In addition to ensemble rehearsals, Hyuna spends a lot of time on individual practice. As a visually impaired traditional Korean musician, what kind of efforts has she made?
I had to memorize a lot more compared to others and had to spend much more time. Whenever I participated in competitions, I had to compete against non-disabled peers. If those peers put in double or triple the effort, I had to dedicate an even greater amount of effort in order to survive in that environment. I didn't want to hear comments like, "That's pretty good for a person with disability." So I tenaciously grit my teeth and crammed the music scores into my head.
Hyuna Lee has received the Presidential Award, the grand prize in the finals of the Onnara Korean Traditional Music Competition, and has also won a silver award in the Jeonga category at the Donga Korean Traditional Music Competition. Despite enduring long and tough practice sessions, Hyuna feels the greatest happiness when she is on stage. What were some challenging moments for her as a performer?
It was a hot summer around this time of the year. It was when we were recording Jungsi and Ararang. It was my first time riding a raft while wearing hanbok. Many people went into the water and helped pull the raft, and they went through a lot of trouble. I was hungry during the recording, but the only food available were soggy instant ramen and soaked snacks. which I ate. But after the project was completed, I heard that it turned out really well, and the number of views was surprisingly high, which made me feel proud.
A few days later, the day of the Korean Traditional Music Orchestra of the Blind's performance has arrived. Hyuna is also busy preparing with her colleagues. What are some of the particularly memorable moments from the performance she has participated in?
The most memorable experience was when I went to China. During a performance at the Korean Cultural Center, China, I played a patriotic song. Later on, I heard that many in the audience were moved to tears. Although there probably were many foreigners in the audience who might have found it difficult to fully understand our country's music, it made me think about the incredible power of music.
Hyuna Lee's life revolves around music. Her days are hectic when there are many performances. But once she is on stage singing and receiving positive feedback from the audience, she forgets all the hardships and feels a sense of fulfillment.
감사합니다.
The performance of Korean Traditional Music Orchestra of the Blind has finally begun. The performance features various regional versions of arirang, preserving their unique characteristics while adding creative interpretations, all coming together on one stage.
My solo recital is scheduled for November 26th, and I want to prepare for it as best as I can. Moving forward, I hope to be remembered not just as Lee Hyun, a visually impaired person, but as Lee Hyun, a traditional Korean music performer who sings jeonga. That is my aspiration.